Hey everybody, good afternoon. Welcome to the second edition of our awesome afternoon adventures. We are so excited to have you guys. Again, I met you yesterday for the first time. My name is Chris Field, and we are here today with the Bryan, Texas Police Department. So we have some incredibly gracious hosts. They let us come in. They're going to roll out the red carpet for us. And I know a lot of you kids have been excited. I read about one little boy this morning. His mom said the first thing he said when he woke up was he ran into a room and said, is today the day for the police? So today is the day for the police. So we're very excited to have you guys here. I have two police officers with us, Officer McKeithen and Officer Taylor. And we are going to introduce you to them in just a minute. If you guys want to hit the share button so that your friends who forgot to set a calendar reminder for this, they can know that we're doing this. We're going to spend about 25 minutes together. And I know you probably have friends who want to jump on here on a Tuesday afternoon. They're starting to get bored. Parents aren't sure what to do right now. So hit that share button. See if your friends want to jump on. And we're going to look at some of the tools that the police department uses. And then we're going to walk outside. We're going to get to see their armored vehicle that the SWAT team uses. I think we're going to get to see a police motorcycle. And then we're going to actually see a police SUV and go inside of it. Sirens, lights, all the cool stuff. So super excited that you guys are here. I'm seeing a bunch of friends that I recognize on the feed. And the police department told me they would love to see who is with us from the farthest away. So if you live outside of Texas, we know we got a lot of Texas people because that's where I'm from. If you live outside of Texas, go ahead and leave a comment and tell us where you live. And we'll actually see if we can tell who's the furthest person away that's watching. So again, if you guys are just getting on, super excited to have you this morning, or this afternoon, I guess. This is called the Afternoon Adventures. And had a huge response yesterday with the giraffes. And today we're with the Bryan Police Department to get a private red carpet tour of the police department. It's the only time you kids are allowed to get a tour of the inside of the police department. Okay, so let's keep that going. All right, I'm going to flip this around now to Officer McKeithen, Officer Taylor. You're going to get to meet them, and we're going to start our next adventure. So thank you guys for being here.
All right, my name is Kelly McKeithen, and I am a police officer here at Bryan Police Department in Bryan, Texas. I'm actually kind of watching us as we go because I want to see what y'all are saying as well. North Carolina, Washington State. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. I'm so glad y'all are joining us. This is Cole Taylor.
Officer Taylor, I've been here way less than she has.
Yes, I've been a police officer here for almost 20 years. How long have you been here?
9.
Okay, if you want to be a police officer, raise your hand real quick. I want to know how many of you want to be a police officer, or tag it and tell us, say, yes, I want to be a police officer. It is one of the most exciting jobs you can ever have, and it changes every day. Now, some things I want to tell you about here at the Bryan Police Department is currently I am the public information officer. So what that means is I get to talk to kids like you on a regular basis, and I get to inform the media what's going on with our police department. And Cole, what are you doing now?
So I'm actually on our neighborhood enforcement team. We go out and do a lot of community events. We'll go talk to your schools. If you want to get back home, if you live in Bryan or want your local police department to come, maybe they have a program like this, and you can request an officer actually come talk to your classroom also.
Yeah, when school's back in session. But for right now, you're at home, and that's why we're bringing it to you. So some of the things I want to tell you about is how long do you think a police officer works? How many hours in a day? Now this is different for different police agencies, but for our agency, it is 12 hours a day. So I want to kind of show you our board back here. It tells you who's working today. So right now, all of these officers are on the street right now. So if you look, there's a lot of numbers, and that's kind of confusing. But these officers, first I have a question. What time do you get up in the morning? Think about it. A lot of you, when you're getting ready, when school's in session and you're getting ready, it's usually about 8 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. These guys come in at 6 or 7 in the morning. Now, let me ask you this. What time do you get home and have dinner? About 7 o'clock at night, right? These guys go home at 6 or 7 at night. So they're here for 12 hours. We have 2 other shifts. We have this shift. They're coming in right now as we speak. They're coming in at 2 o'clock this afternoon and again at 3. Some are coming in at 3. And then tonight, when the first shift is going home, these guys will be coming in. So see how we kind of cover all the hours of the day because we're here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We don't even close for Christmas. Can you believe that? We get to see Santa flying through the air and delivering gifts sometimes. I think I've seen him once. Okay, so now these numbers I'm going to tell you about. So we have a 16A is Officer Watson, okay? So what that means is he is patrolling a certain area of a town. So we're going to walk over here to a map, and I want you to tell me what color is 6A. What color is 6A on this map right here? Can you look at it and tell me what color that is? That's right, it's this yellow color is 6A. So Officer Watson is working in this part of our city right now, okay? So that's kind of what those numbers mean. One of the important things, we carry a lot of tools on us when we do our daily job, and we have tons of them. Tell me one of those tools that you think we have on us every day. What do you think it is? Tell your moms and dads, what do you think our tools are, okay? Number 1, I know every one of you are screaming it out right now, and that is a gun. Yes, we have to carry a gun. Now that is the one thing I am not gonna pull out and show you because we only pull out our gun when we have to. And trust me, we don't ever wanna have to pull this out. We only pull it out as if we have to save someone's life, okay? And then we also have ammunition to help us in case we run out of bullets. So what is something else y'all think we carry? Officer Taylor is going to be my Vanna for you older parents out there who know who Vanna is. Okay, so some of the things I know you're going to be screaming. Handcuffs, that's right, we do have handcuffs on us. So let's see. Yep, there we go. He's got 2 pair. What's up with that? So why do we carry 2 pair, Cole?
You never know when you're going to have to arrest more than one person.
That's right. So what we do is they're kind of heavy and they're not very comfortable to wear. So promise me at home, you will never ever have to wear these, all right? There you go. So what is another tool that we might carry? That's right. We carry pepper spray. Okay. So this stuff you definitely don't want to get in your eyes, right? Have you ever gotten shampoo in your eyes? You know how it burns and you're like, oh, and you start crying, you're like, I got shampoo in my eyes. Okay, this is 10 times worse. Way worse. You do not want this stuff in your eyes. But you know what we use this for the most? Dogs. Because sometimes we go to someone's house and a dog's trying to bite us. We spray a little bit of that and they run away. And they don't bother us anymore. It won't hurt them because it's just the little oil that comes in a pepper. That's all that's in there. It's just putting an aerosol. So what is something else you think we might carry? Hands up. Tell your parents, tell whoever's with you. That's right, we carry a flashlight. Why do you think we need a flashlight? It's bright. I don't know where you're at, it might be dark. But, you know, we have to carry a flashlight. And during the day, it's light outside, so we really don't need it, but we do. Okay? Sometimes we have to walk into a house and search a building, and we open up a closet and there's no lights, and we can't see anything. So we have to have a flashlight, even in the daytime. Okay?
Tool.
That's right. Okay, so something else we carry.
Uh-oh.
I call it my lightsaber. Can you show us the lightsaber? See? Ooh, see how that came out like that? Okay, this is what we call an expandable baton. Now, sometimes we have to use this. We don't want to use it, but sometimes we have to use it. If someone's fighting Officer Taylor and they're trying to hurt him, I can use this. I can come up behind him and I can pop him right here on the leg, and it makes their leg fall out from under him, and fight's over, right? But do you know what we use this for more than anything? to fish our keys out from under the car when we drop them. So we have to bend down, we have to reach under the car and sweep it out with our expandable baton. Now he probably won't be able to close that because he'll bust our floor. So I'm gonna put it over here. All right, what else do we carry? That's right, a taser. I know all y'all are screaming, but I know y'all see that yellow taser right there and y'all are screaming about it. Yes, we have a taser. Now, have you ever watched the cartoon where like Sylvester sticks his finger in a light socket and gets all stiff and you see all those skeleton bones? Well, it's not that bad, but it does make you stiffen up and then just kind of fall over. So he's gonna pull the trigger and it's gonna sound, hopefully you can hear it at home. Let's see.
You can see electricity. That electricity goes back and forth between those two little prongs on this.
Yeah.
So when would you use a taser?
We would use a taser kind of in the same situation. If someone's trying to fight us and they're balling at their fists and they go, I'm gonna hurt you and I'm gonna come after you, and we don't want to engage in that. So we would use it in those kind of instances. We might use it to help someone else if they're trying to hurt someone else. So those are some instances.
Does it hurt the person?
Just temporarily. It just gives them a little shock. It kind of makes their muscles stiffen up so that they can't use them against us, so they can't fight us. And then we put handcuffs on them and it's over and they're fine. So, some other things we use. Who said a radio? I know there's some people out there that said radio. How many of you have walkie-talkies at home? Oh yeah, a whole bunch of you. I know, I see it. But a long time ago, that is what our radios were. They were like walkie-talkies. Here is one of the first radios we had here ever at Bryan PD in the 1950s. Okay? My daddy was born in the 1950s. So your parents probably were born way after this. Okay? So this is one of the first radios we had. So let's test out this radio. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna call Sergeant Bona. Let's see what he says, okay? 542 to 540.
This 540, go ahead.
Do you have a shout out for the kids that are watching today?
Absolutely. Howdy, we're so glad you're with us today. Hope you enjoy your virtual tour, enjoy your time with the Bryan Police Department. Hopefully we'll see you soon.
All right, good job. Thank you, 540. All right, well, I'm going to turn that off for right now so we don't get interrupted while we're still talking. Okay, what other tools have I missed? Did I miss any tools? Wait, no. What's this right here on his chest?
Ooh, good one.
Yeah, it's a camera. So I can't even talk. You see us on a camera right now. Well, if we turn this on, we can see you. All right, we take everything that we come in contact. When we stop someone on a traffic stop, when we go into a house, we turn that on. I don't have mine with me because I don't go in houses anymore. I know, it's sad. But anyway, there is one tool I use more than any of the tools I showed you. Can you guess what it is? I want to see some guesses. Let me get my phone. Gotta get my phone. Let me see some guesses. What do we have that we use more than anything else? And I'm having a little lag time here, so I may not be seeing it. But
Handcuff keys. Take handcuffs off people.
no, we don't. Well, we do have to do that. But that's not the tool that I'm talking about. The tool I'm talking about, every one of you use it in a class. Can you think of what it is? It's right here. How many of you said a pencil or a pen? I know a lot of you did, didn't you? All right. So the reason why I have to use this all the time is because everybody I come into contact with, I have to take a report. And I have to write all of that down on my trusty little notepad. And I have to say, what's your name? Oh, Liz. Liz, I see that what was stolen from you today. And then I have to write down a description of it. And then I have to keep going on and ask you, where do you live? What's your phone number? What's your date of birth? And I write all that down. Then I have to go back to the car or back to the police station and type it all in. So I use this more than I use anything else. And so that's why it's very critical and very important that while you're home during these weeks, at home, still do your schoolwork, still practice your writing skills, still practice your reading skills, because that will help you especially in police work, okay? But I use something even more than this. Can you guess what that is? I've been using it the whole time. I've been sitting here on this Facebook feed. What can you guess it is? It is something that you were born with. It's right here. That's right, it's your ears. If you listen to people, everybody we come into contact with is either sad or angry with us, or angry at somebody else. Not usually us, but they take it out on us. They scream at us, they get mad at us because now we're there. And so we have to kind of calm them down. And the only way we can calm them down is to listen to them. We've got to listen to why they're upset or why they're angry. They just want to be heard, just like you do when you're at home and something upset gets you upset. You just want to be heard, right? So all you got to do is listen. And the thing I want to impress upon you today is if you use this skill and listen to people and learn how to talk to people kindly, you'll never have to use these, okay? I can tell you, I've been here 20 years, and I think I've had to get physical with someone. I can count them on both my hands. So, because I've learned to talk to people and listen to people. So, I guarantee your mom and dad and grandparents at home don't want you getting in fights, okay? And the way that you're gonna get out of that is by listening. Right, who wants to see a police car? Huh?
The fun part of it.
What? It's all fun. It's all fun. All right. Let's go see a police car. I'm going to get my water because I'm getting thirsty. And as we walk, I'm going to show you something real quick. I brought some of these things in here. This is some historical stuff. This right here, if anyone can read that, what does it say that is? Speed radar, 1960s. So this was mounted in the car with a lot of electricity, and it was really big and bulky. Now we use these. It's called a pro laser. It's a LiDAR. So it shoots a little bitty red beam out, and we can tell how fast cars are going down the road. Now, you've probably heard the excuse, oh, it wasn't me. That wasn't my car speeding. Well, this one right here pinpoints exactly which car we're looking at. There's no guessing. We know which car it is. Now this is an old car radio, and I'm going to show you a current one here in a minute. This was from 1959. This is heavy. I would say this probably weighs about 4 pounds, 5 pounds maybe. It's pretty heavy. It's all solid metal. Now, we have to take pictures at all of our crime scenes, and we used to use one of these. I'm guessing your grandparents, your parents probably know what this is. And now they're coming back. Now people are buying them again. They're Polaroids. So we used to take a picture, it'd spit out a little card right here, and then you'd have to wave it in the air like this to get it to develop. But now what do we use? Now all I gotta do is use one of these because it's easy. You just use a cell phone and then you can find out or take pictures of all your evidence. So we're gonna walk out to the car real quick. Y'all can just follow along with me. But one thing I didn't mention is this room that we're in, or that we're leaving, is our shift brief room. And it's much like a classroom. So all the officers come in on the beginning of their shift, and they sit in those chairs, and then the sergeant sits up at the front of the room, much like a teacher does. And they tell us, oh, we're gonna have a train, so it's gonna probably be loud. We're right by the railroad tracks. So the teacher stands there and tells us what to do. So our sergeant says what to do for the day, what to look at. Okay, now we're outside. You see all these police cars, right? Let's go a little bit closer. And we're gonna see this big vehicle. What is that? It is an armored vehicle. Hopefully you can hear me over the train. Is when we have to go to a major crime. Someone has a gun, we don't want to get hurt. So we use this to kind of block any bullets or anything that might be coming our way. So this is our protection. Like I said, we don't use it very often. As we're going to go down here, oh my gosh, I see someone pulled up their motorcycle too, so you can see it too. Let's see, what else have I forgotten to say? Any questions right now?
Yeah, if you guys have questions, you can ask them in the comments, and we'll see if we can answer a few of them here.
Yeah, that's right. So officers too. That's awesome. Give them a shout out. Tell them hello from the Bryan Police Department. Here we are. We've got a police car and a motorcycle. So our vehicles have tools as well. So tell me, while we're walking over here, try to guess what some of those tools are. Come up a little closer. Can you guess what some of those tools are? What's the biggest one that you want to hear or see? Huh? Can you guess? Okay, I'm going to give Cole keys to the car. Cool. And he's going to turn on the lights for us. Okay? Now these things light up like a Christmas tree. Our old cars, they have a couple of lights on them. There's some lights up. See, we have lights on top. We have lights on bottom. We have lights in the back. We have lights on the front. Now, what's the other big tool that you think we have on a police car? Woo! That's one of the sirens. So we have sirens. So this is going to be loud, so you may want to turn your volume down or plug your ears. All right, hit it, Cole. Those are some of the two major tools we use, and the reason why is because we need people to hear us, we need people to see us when we're going down the road for an emergency. Now, we also have a motorcycle up here with Officer Hubbard. Say hi, Officer Hubbard. No! Say hi to the kids, Officer Hubbard.
Hey, kids.
Tell us just a little bit about your bike real quick.
Really fast.
Really fast.
Super fast. It's great. It has lights and a siren. Same as a car. It's way, way cooler than that car.
I beg to differ. Let's see your lights. And we wish you were here because then we could let you sit on this bike. But we're going to do it virtually. So next time, that's right, next time. So I'm getting a couple of questions. Let me answer one of them. Yes, we do have a canine here at the Bryan Police Department. Right now we only have one, and his name is Blitz, right? Blitz, I think? Yeah, Blitz. And so we have one dog here, and they do a lot of different things. They can search for things that are lost out in the grass, which helps us recover some evidence. They can search for people, and then they can also detain or apprehend people. So we call them when we need them. They can also sniff out I call it bad medicine, which is we call drugs. So if we have any kind of something like that we need to look for, we call in the canine. I also saw a question about SWAT. We call it here the TRT team, which is the Tactical Response Team. And yes, we do have a team here, and it's a voluntary position. So it's not a full-time position. So Officer Hubbard, if he wanted to be on it, he could be on it. I could be on it. Cole Taylor could be on it. So what we have to do is we have to test and go through an obstacle course, and then we can get on the team, and then we train every week when you're on the Tactical Response Team. So I'm going to show you a couple more things in the car. This back seat. I know every kid loves to crawl through the back seat, and I'm going to challenge Chris to crawl through this back seat. Cole, open it up on the other side. It is tight.
It's not the most comfortable place to sit. As you can see, there's not a whole lot of cushion.
You got it? So this area is really confined.
This is where you never want to find yourself.
No, I hope none of you have ever been back here.
No, not a good place.
No, not a good place. Unless it was for a tour. That's the only time we want you to be in the back seat of our car.
Virtually push the siren.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so check out the front. And Cole's going to show you how to turn on the siren.
So you can see there's a lot of things here and not a lot of space. We have our computer where if the dispatcher sends us a call, it displays that call up here so we know where we're going and what we're going to. And then, like we showed you from the outside, the lights, You guys just turned on the lights by flipping that switch, and I know you want to hear the siren again, so... See, you guys just turned on the siren, and let everybody else in the police department know that we're out here. And then the rest of it's just like your mom or dad's car. We have a steering wheel and we can turn up the radio and listen to radio, you know, and we're on our way to a call. So there's not as much in here as you would think. And you can see dispatch is actually trying to get a hold of somebody now. Send them to a call somewhere. So, are there any questions about the inside?
Oh, yeah.
If anybody has questions about the inside of this car too, feel free to ask us, and we can get those also.
All right. So I have another special treat for you. Some of you may wonder, how do we solve crime? Okay? And it's real easy. We do have a crime scene unit here, and I'm going to introduce you to Miss Rebecca Wint. And she's going to bring me over a tile. Let me put my stuff down. All right. This is. Can y'all see anything on here? It's blank, isn't it? I don't see anything. So now I'm gonna put my hand on you, okay? So I'm gonna put my hand right there and lift. Can you see anything? I don't see anything. Still looks blank to me. Well, I'm gonna give it to Becca. Don't you do this with my hand underneath. I don't want black stuff all over me. All right.
So what we're going to use here is fingerprint powder, and so this is how we make prints. If your house is broken into or your bicycle was stolen, we may come out and process the scene for fingerprints. So it was raining just a minute ago, so hopefully we get something to pop up. So if you look right there, see how I'm just applying a little bit of powder and these fingerprints are showing up. So if those were our bad guys' prints, then we would be able to lift those prints and search them through the state system to see if we can identify the bad guy and to know who stole your bicycle or broke into your house.
Wow, doesn't that look like magic almost? That's pretty cool. Thank you, Becca.
You're welcome.
All right, I saw some other questions a while ago, and yes, it does take training to be a police officer, and it does, you do have to test. So one of those things you do is you have to be 21, and this is just for the state of Texas. I don't know what the rules are for where you live, but in the state of Texas, you have to be 21. And you have to have not gotten in trouble, okay? So now is the time to be really good and to make sure you make the right choices so that when you do test to be a police officer, that you don't hurt your chances for becoming one, okay? You have to be 21, you come in, you take a test. If you pass the test, then you have to take a physical test. Our physical test is not, I mean, to me, it's not that hard. You do sit-ups, you do push-ups, and you do a 1.5 mile run. All of them are timed. You have to see how many you can get. And if you pass that, then you keep going on through the process. And when you get to the end, you become a police officer. And you know what? We will even put you through the police academy ourselves. We pay for it, and you get a salary while you're in the police academy. Isn't that cool? So it is, like I said, best job ever, different every day. What can I say? We love it. So let me see if I can find any more questions on here, and then we're going to have to tune out here pretty soon. How tall do you have to be? There is no height requirement, okay? I will tell you, we have a young lady that's about this short, and she's a police officer. Male, female, we don't care. Heights, weights, as long as you can pass the physical exam and the mental exam, we are good to go. All right, what else we got? How many police officers, police cars at your station? Ooh, that's a good question. I really don't know. We have roughly about, how many? About, I would say 25, 30 cars. Some of them, some officers are lucky enough to take them home, and we do that so that they're in our communities and deter crime in that area. And then the good thing about that is they really take care of those cars because they don't want their cars getting stinky and trashed out. And then we have what we call pool cars. They stay here and officers trade out. Those get a little more dirty because it's different officers in the cars at the same time. All right, let's see. What kind of dog do we have? We have what's called a Belgian Malinois. So it's similar to German Shepherd. Looks a lot like a German Shepherd, but they are very. They come from Germany actually. So they are trained. The training process on the dog is long. So we pick them out as a puppy. We go through training with the dog, and then the trainer is actually the officer who's going to be paired with that dog for his whole life or his whole career here at PD, the dog's career. Dogs usually are good here for 7 years. Then they get a little old, their hips start to hurt, and so we have to let them go home. Now, when the dog retires, the officer can keep the dog with him. So he gets to go home with that dog again. Okay, so I have time for one more question. Let me see if I can find a good one. Let's see. The most rewarding part of being a police officer. Helping you. I would have to say that is the most rewarding part of my job. You know, I get to help kids. I get to help people who need me. There's been so many things here I've gotten to do in the police department. One of the most memorable was I have helped save 2 little kids that were like about 2 years old. Mommy left them at home by themselves, and no food, no water. You know, they were there by themselves, and I got to save them, and that was very rewarding for me. So just helping people is the most rewarding thing. So I want to thank you for tuning in here at the Bryan Police Department, and keep up with Chris. He's going to be showing you a whole bunch of things throughout the week.
All right, thank you guys so much, and a big shout out to the Bryan Police Department for letting us crash the party today. We kind of took over the station. There's so many different ways you could take the information they gave you today. Parents, you showed us so many cool things yesterday with the giraffes, and we'd love to see what the kids come up with. What did they learn? What do they remember? If they want to draw pictures, share those with us in the comments. We love seeing those. And I want to be sure and mention First Alliance Mortgage, Bryan College Station, who sponsored this whole week of tours and activities. So be sure and check them out. Great time to refi your mortgage. Parents, we'll be back at 2 o'clock tomorrow, 2 o'clock Central Time. We're doing kids yoga. So we're going to calm your kids down tomorrow. The amazing Allison Sullivan is going to help your kids chill out a little bit, which is going to come at a perfect time on a Wednesday afternoon, 2 o'clock. Thanks again to the Bryan PD, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.